New at 4:15, keeping your family safe from dog attacks. We've had several in the past year, some even deadly. And when it comes to the consequences, well, it's an issue lawmakers say they are taking action on right now. Until then, there are steps you can take at home to keep your family safe. 10 TV's Carla Rogner sat down with a doctor from Nationwide Children's Hospital.
Summer's here, and that means doctors at Nationwide Children's Hospital are preparing. They say summertime is when children are most at risk from injury from dogs. I'm Carla Rogner here with Dr. Dana Schwartz from Nationwide Children's Hospital. Thank you so much for being here. So how frequently are we seeing children come in the summer who are injured from dogs?
So summer is our most common time that we see these injuries, and that's because more dogs are outside and of course kids are out of school, so there's more chance for them to be interacting with the dogs. Year-round, we actually see at Nationwide Children's Hospital more than 400 dog bites per year. And that doesn't even include our primary care physicians and our urgent care physicians who are also treating those injuries, so that's probably an underestimate. So that means we're seeing more than one at times per day.
So what do you do if you're a parent and your child comes to you, they've been bitten by a dog? How do you know when it's time to go to the emergency room or seek some care from maybe urgent care?
So, if it's a fairly mild injury, meaning that there are puncture wounds or it's, somewhere that there's not a lot of bleeding and it's something you can easily look at with your eyes and assess, the first thing you want to do is just wash it out and then apply some pressure if there's some minor bleeding, and then call your child's doctor because they will be able to give you advice on what the most appropriate venue would be.
And what kind of advice do you have for parents now as their kids are being sent outside to play more in the summer?
I think being aware if there are dogs around you, particularly if there are dogs that are not on a leash, and not approaching them if they're not known to you, and then being aware of those warning signs that are essentially a no thank you from that animal to approaching them. Obviously, dog bites are common in my world where we see them, but many, many dogs are out there who do not bite, who are very friendly, and so giving them exposure in kind of graduated ways with coping skills if they do get nervous to dogs that are going to behave in a friendly fashion and be more approachable so that they can kind of relearn that trust with the animal, and again just keeping in mind warning signs if that animal or if an animal is sort of behaving aggressively.
Yeah, well, all very important advice and definitely good to be vigilant about this going into the summer. So thank you,
Absolutely.
Dr. Schwartz, for being here today.
Thank you
for more
having
tips
me.
and tricks to keep your family safe, you can find this full interview at 10tv.com.
Definitely useful information there. Thanks so much, Carla. Now, Dr. Schwartz is working with State Representative Kevin Miller to pass Avery's Law. She testified at the hearing for that bill in front of the Safety Committee just last week. It is named after 12-year-old Avery Russell. The Reynoldsburg girl was seriously hurt last summer when two dogs attacked her during a play date. Now, Avery's Law is cracking down on dangerous dogs and their owners. It would also toughen penalties for dog owners and give wardens the power to take a dog right after an attack. Avery herself also there. A judge would then decide what happens next in cases like this, but right now lawmakers in the House are debating the bill. The city of Reynoldsburg, however, has already passed its own version, set to take effect later this month.